Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, so the message today is you have overcome patterns of self-sabotage and procrastination. See how far you have come. And it's funny, as I was setting up the camera and whatever, what I was hearing was like almost pushback. And so I think there's a need for assessment for you to recognize how far you have come, because you might be looking at it as, nope, I'm still procrastinating, I'm still self-sabotaging. It's fine if you're still doing that, but also see the patterns that you have overcome to give you more momentum to continue going. So don't feel like it's all futile. Sometimes, you can't really watch the grass grow. It's just, and if you don't watch it grow, suddenly you notice, whoa, the grass has gotten pretty high, or whatever it is, how long your hair grows or whatever. So, and I don't even know where to begin. I want to start with the center and show you've got the 10 of painting, which is the 10 of earth, and the 2 of poetry, which is the 2 of fire reversed. Those are at the center of it, and above that is the forgiveness card, which is temperance. I love that it's Jesus. That's pretty cool, And then what do we have? This is where I really want to start, though. We've got the Woman of Painting, which is the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Angel of Wands or Poetry reversed, and the 4 of Painting or Pentacles reversed. So really, this just says, I love this Queen of Painting, this Queen of Pentacles, because, I always like to describe the Queen of Pentacles. She knows her value. She knows her worth. She's very patient. She's not looking for instant gratification. She would rather establish value in her life. She would rather establish abundance, and she's willing to work hard for it. And in this case, she recognizes that life is a blank canvas. And so she is painting what she wants into her reality. And then she's also guiding others. Just by doing what she does, she's showing others how they can do it too. And again, it takes patience. It takes a willingness to fuck around and find out, to make mistakes. I say this saying all the time, but good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from poor judgment. And so it's okay to make mistakes. How else do you learn? How else do you grow? And so it's more about an appreciation of the growth. And like Bob Ross would be painting and say, oops, happy little mistakes, we'll just turn that into a tree or whatever. And so the mistakes, they can add dimension to the canvas. They can add depth to it. So don't feel that way. It's all character building. And so it really feels like it's saying I don't know, something with this Angel of Poetry. It's akin to the Knight of Wands, and that being reversed with this 4 of Pentacles reversed. It just kind of feels like letting go of what hasn't worked out in the past, and just keep painting, keep creating, continue envisioning, and make it so. So now I want to come back to this 10 of painting or 10 of earth. I love all this earth energy. They call it delight. Some of the things that really stood out to me, this is the William Blake deck, one of my most favorite tarot decks ever made. I love that there's a god and a goddess. So even though we've got Jesus here, we've got the god and the goddess. So there's something about divine union, and whether this is union with another person, or whether this is coming into union with yourself. Sometimes it can be integrating your own shadow self into your light self, or integrating light into your shadows, however you want to feel that, and blending it and appreciating the full spectrum that you are. That gives you freedom to be a creator. You want to use the full spectrum to paint your canvas. And so, and there's another thing that really drew my eye about this is these people are dancing around the maypole. Am I seeing that right? Yeah. And so again, there's some sort of an energy. There could be some sort of union coming in for you if you're romantically inclined or whatever. Or it could be a deepening of a connection that you already have. or again, this can just be greater connection with yourself, or just greater connection with people in your life. Also, because it's the maypole, I feel like saying that, we're almost to April now. Maybe this could be a very transformative month, and you may have cause to celebrate in May. And then you've got the Two of Wands reversed. Normally the Two of Poetry. Normally the Two of Wands is about the world is your oyster, but there's a little saying on here that William Blake wrote, and it's called individuality. Every man's wisdom is peculiar to his own individuality. And while I am all for sovereignty and all for individuality, with this being reversed and this Ten of Pentacles, I almost wonder if you benefit from a compromise, maybe, and maybe that's part of this union energy, some sort of a uniting thing. Not that you need to sacrifice your individuality. I don't feel like that would ever be a good message, but there does seem to be energies of cooperation, and I'll get into that in just a second. So then once again, we've got this forgiveness card overlighting that, and when I picked it up, I didn't realize underneath that is the Lover's card reversed, and underneath that is the Nine of Music, or the Nine of Cups upright, which is happiness, a wish fulfillment. With the Lovers reversed and the forgiveness card, it very much feels that way. So I don't like to be too predictive, but it kind of feels like, even though it's the Nine of Cups and not the Nine of Pentacles, I think there is a need to rejoice in your own independence. And it's funny, it's kind of going back and forth with this individuality card being reversed. And for some reason, with that Lovers reversed and then this forgiveness and that happiness underneath it, I don't know. It could be like a coming back together with the forgiveness card. It could be forgiving yourself for being happy after having left a partnership, or after having left, made a decision, making a tough decision, whether it was leaving a partnership or whether it was, the Lover's card can be whatever decision, but again, it could be romantic. So whatever this union here is about, it could be that this was a catalyst relationship, and in forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person, it allows you to find the one that's true for you, or this forgiveness could mean, that something has been healed between you and somebody else. So then we have the Emperor card, which they call reason, and with the Seven of Music, which is called fancies in this deck. The saying on this Seven of Music is, to me, this world is all one continued vision of fancy or imagination. And then you've got the Reason card. And so I really like that, because there's something about blending imagination with logic. This isn't the same card. The King of Air in this deck, the King of, I forget what they call it, science, which is air, swords energy, looks a lot like this picture. And so it's like he's looking down, measuring something. And the point of that painting, which is so close to this one, is, he's looking down and he's measuring and labeling, and that's fine, but he's missing out on the bigger picture. He's missing out on the rock is like vividly colored with, lichens and mosses, and there's just all this life going on, and he's too busy looking down, measuring and labeling. So it feels like, expand your perspective, expand your experience, expand your opportunities to experience life. Here, this is the Major Arcana. This is the Emperor card. So, and this is, in Seven of Cups, it's not always this stuff about imagination and fancies, but I really like this. In some ways, it feels hermetic, like as above, so below. Allow yourself to dream about what you would like, and then get very clear, and it almost feels like let yourself imagine the unimaginable. Allow yourself to really get creative about what would the ideal timelines look like. And I use it multiple timelines, because you can experience one thing and decide, okay, I'm fulfilled with that timeline. Now I want to experience this. It's like, just because you decide chocolate is your favorite doesn't mean you have to eat chocolate every single day for the rest of your life. You can totally do vanilla. You can totally do strawberry. You know what I mean? There's something like that. It feels like you're not really bound to too many things. It's just more about getting excited about life, and then choosing one and anchoring it in, and trying it on and see how it fits in the real world. It feels something like that. A lot of fluidity is coming through in this reading, and it's funny, with all these pentacles energy, it's so much about planting seeds and cultivating it. And so yes, when you cultivate seeds, you might plant beets and then discover you really don't like beets, even though they're super healthy for you. So it's not like you're stuck with beets for the rest of your life. Sure, you might need to get creative with making beets until you run out of beets, or give them away to people, whatever, but it's not a forever kind of thing. So while you are manifesting results, and some of them may really take root in your life, you're also allowed to uproot the things that don't really fit your vibration, don't really fit your vision for yourself. You can call those happy little mistakes and paint right over them. And then we've got the assessment card, like I said, another major arcana. And I do like to point out that, we've got 3 major arcanas here. So you're at a pretty major destiny point. I'm recording this on March 29th. We had a partial solar eclipse this morning in Aries, and tomorrow Neptune moves into Aries for the first time in like 165 years. Major fucking shift in the consciousness. So again, this assessment, see how far you've come. And so that's where I want to end it. This assessment about see how far you've come, and be more forgiving of yourself. Forgiveness. Be more forgiving of yourself. This is also the Temperance card. So it's really about pouring into yourself. And if you fucked around and found out and you don't like what you did, just don't do it now. Learn from it. And if there are people in your life that can't get over it, make amends where they're due, and then otherwise forgive yourself. You're not responsible for the burdens that others carry in your name. And for some reason that feels like it wants to come through in that card too. So on top of this whole stack, I'm not going to go in depth in this whole stack, but you've got the Woman of Poetry, which is the Queen of Wands. It feels very sexy. I don't know why. It feels like a very sexy energy, very enigmatic, very powerful. This is fire energy. She is the witch of the tarot. And I love that she's got like these 2 beings around her that look like giant leaves with heads. So there's some sort of a magic there. It reminds me of changing the seasons or something. And what does it say? To go forth to the great harvest and vintage of the nations. I'm not even sure what that means, but for some reason I was feeling like wine, vintage wine. I'm not sure. Go forth to the great harvest and vintage of the nations. What I was going to say, again, I don't know why sexy keeps wanting to come through, but it just feels like arms wide open. She's really discovered herself. But behind that is this great journey where she's had to overcome hardships. She's had to overcome self-worth issues, self-esteem, abandonment, those kinds of things. This is reversed. She's had this inner child, this beautiful love of life, child of cups, child of painting, actually, so that's earth energy. Child of painting. It's funny how it's all water though. So it's like being anchored to your dreams. It's like she knows exactly who she is. She knows exactly what she wants, and maybe she's had such a strong sense of purpose in her life that it didn't matter the hardships she went through. Maybe she's a bit of a silly heart, and we need more silly heartedness. Absolutely be a silly heart. If you know that there is love and truth and hope and innocence and integrity inside of you, then know that it exists in the world because you are here in the world, and you don't even need evidence of it anywhere else, because sometimes when you look for evidence of it outside yourself, you'll be disappointed any fucking way. So just know that because of this self-knowledge and belief in your dreams and your goals and your purpose, belief in yourself, you have overcome many, many hardships. Then we have the Six of Poetry reversed, and the Angel of Painting reversed, and the Child of Science reversed, and the Four of Science upright. I just want to read this one even though it's reversed, the Six of Poetry reversed. Gods are visions of the eternal attributes or divine names. They ought to be the servants and not the masters of man, cooperating in the bliss of man, obeying his will, servants to the infinite and eternal of the human form. I feel like that message is not reversed. I feel like align yourself to your own divinity and call it into being. Make it fucking so. You are the painter of the canvas. You are the creator of your life. And so, but with this reversal, it's called cooperation and it's reversed. And so kind of what I was feeling from this after acknowledging the hardship and the childlike dreaming, and then we've got this cooperation card and this angel of painting, that's the angel of earth. So those two together, I feel like this is what this Queen of Fire has overcome, the hardships, and then people, maybe it felt like life didn't cooperate with you, and it doesn't matter what gender you are this Queen of Wands. It's like it felt like life wouldn't cooperate with you, or maybe people would prevent you. And so that's where I kind of got that procrastination, was this Knight of Earth, this angel of painting really being reversed. Even upright, sometimes the Knight of Earth is made fun of because he's not moving, not really made fun of. There is like a procrastination energy, and it just kind of feels like it feels like you would dream about the thing, but then life would like hold you down in whatever way, whether it came in the form of people or circumstances, and feeling held down. And so then it's like scared to make a movement, scared to believe in your dreams, scared to take action, because it feels like every time I move forward I get pushed back. And then there's this Child of Science reversed. This is the Page of Swords reversed. And so it really feels like an internal dialogue of creating a belief that anytime you try to move in the direction of your dreams, life is gonna fuck you. And I know that feeling. And maybe that was true for a time, but now, and really it's not even now, and that it was true for a time. Maybe it was true for a time, however, incrementally you have progressed. And so that's where we come to this Four of Science. That's the Four of Swords, where there's repose. There's a time to really think about these things, and that's where this assessment comes in. It's normally the Justice card, but I really like these energies kind of summarizing all that you have overcome, because life's challenges maybe created a lot of beliefs that would produce self-sabotage and result in procrastination or just never getting started, kind of a thing. But this is asking you to assess how far you actually have fucking come, and to ignite that passion again, to believe in your power, to believe in yourself, to believe in your dreams, to believe in your ability to manifest your life in the way that's most true for you. And now I just want to end with these two, because I swear my favorite blend of energies, I love all the elements so much, and even though I'm a double Capricorn, I've got that strong Scorpio moon. I love water energy so much. Venus in Aquarius, not that you need to know all that, but I'm telling you anyway. So just know that I love all the elements. But in tarot, my two favorites together are fire and earth, because with this earth energy, that's the discipline, that's the commitment, that's the patience, that's the fortitude. And with both of these energies, there is a sort of tenacity that comes along with it. And so then we have this very powerful fiery magic. And so when you're passionate about what you're doing in life, when you're passionate about yourself, when you're passionate about your relationships with other people, when you're passionate about the work that you do, when you're passionate about your art, whatever it is, and then you take that passion and you keep investing in yourself, you keep grounding it down so that you can manifest your life. And with this earth energy, it gives you patience, recognizing that often the things that mean the most to us, we don't get instant manifestations. We have to really commit ourselves, dedicate ourselves, discipline ourselves day after day to really manifest those desired results. And so I love that there's this different energy between, with this Emperor and this imagination, the Seven of Cups energy, about, it's okay to manifest what you want and then decide it's not what you want. Because the more you experience that, the more it's defining for you, helping you get clarity about what you truly do want. And so it's this back and forth energy of like, it reminds me of that song, hold on loosely but don't let go. You know, continue investing in yourself. Get into the core of who you are. Put roots into that. And that's why I feel like there's a big emphasis on relationships right now. Not just romantic, but, you know, deepening into your friendships, deepening into just those deep bonds that support you. Create a solid foundation for yourself there. And then all these other things, if you know exactly what kind of work you want to do, really invest in yourself. And again, don't look for instant results. Be very patient. And anytime you feel you know, disillusioned, or, you know, anytime you feel, defeated or anything like that, then just take an assessment of where you were a year ago, where you were 2 years ago, where you were 5 years ago, whatever, and assess how far you have come, and assess all the different experiences you have, and especially fucking love yourself. Love the character that you fucking are. You know, all the flaws in all of it, it's really not even flaws, it's just character. There's always things that can be improved. We all could be less assholes, or we all could be more assholes and stand up for ourselves a little bit more. Whatever it is, there's always ways that we can expand or pull back in, but it's coming into the heart of yourself and opening your heart to you and loving yourself so much that you really nurture and nourish those roots that you're putting down into really authentically being true to yourself and being sovereign in who you are and having these freedom of choices, and then you know, painting it to be more and more of what the masterpiece of life you want it to be. All right, that's all I have for today. Once again, my name is Fairlight. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and love until next time.